Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, welcome. I'm Kim Serafini, the founder and CEO of Positive Prime. It is a real honor and privilege to be here with you today. Kathy, you gorgeous woman, I know that you're on the other side of the world because I'm down under in Australia. Thank you everybody for joining us. We'll get underway in a couple of moments and we'll hand it over to Kathy.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Perfectly. You sound a little far away, a little
Okay.
like you're not close enough to the microphone.
Okay. Can you see me, Kim?
No, you don't actually have your video on, but let me just see if I can help you.
Okay.
I have assigned you co-host.
Start video. Is that it right there? Okay. Yeah, I needed that, I guess, first. Okay. Oh, I'm really high.
Unfortunately, you'll have to actually move your screen back a bit.
The screen here.
Tilt it up. Perfect.
Okay. How's that?
Gorgeous.
Good, good. Well, I want to welcome everybody and thank you so much for showing up. It's a sign you're loving yourself at a deeper level, I always say. And a special thank you to Kim because it's 6 o'clock Australia time in the morning right now. So any of you who give excuses, you remember that, okay? Oh, never, never, okay. But I want to thank you for showing up today. And today we're going to be talking about the 3 most important elements for permanent, lasting weight releasing. And we're also going to have the pleasure of having Kim Serafini with us. And Kim is the CEO of Positive Prime. She's an international speaker. And if that wasn't enough, she's a best-selling author. So we are in store for a real treat. So the 3 elements, and for any of you who haven't met me, because I know we do have a couple of new people on the call, I just wanted to tell you just a short bio of myself. This is me in the background. I weighed 326 pounds back in 1982. And as you can see, I was a real health nut. I had a cigarette in one hand and a bagel in the other. So I must tell you that anything I teach, I had to learn myself, and I know it works. So it's not just from a book, it's actually experienced. And I have found the 3 most important elements for weight releasing is the power of your subconscious mind, the power of increasing and improving your digestion so that your body no longer stores fat and instead burns it off in a natural way. And third, and far from least, is to learn techniques that will make you love yourself at a deeper level. So that's what this call is all about today. That is my intention, that is Kim's intention, is to give you everything that we can possibly give you to make your transformation as gentle and natural as possible. So let's talk about the subconscious mind, because that's a biggie. If you think about this, by the age of 5, experts say that our eating habits, most of our habits, are already ingrained in the subconscious mind, which is the habit center of your brain by the age of 5. So what have you heard? Well, if you're anything like me, I heard things like when I finished my meal, good girl, right? You get dessert now. Or if I was good when my mom would go grocery shopping, I got to pick my favorite chocolate bar, right? So food was a reward. If you fell and scraped your knee, your mom would clean it up and then she'd give you a cookie to make it all better. So all of that programming is back there. And now when you have a bad day at work, Do you find you go into the house and you've got your purse in one hand and you're in the fridge going, what am I going to eat, right? It doesn't matter if it's the year-old Halloween candy, it's going down the hatch. Because stress is the #1 hormone that sends that message to the brain to tell you to eat and eat. And it makes it hard for the body to burn it off. So this is what's interesting. Any amount of depression, and I'm talking just a mild depression, or let's say anxiousness. Believe it or not, when I was 326, I was the most anxious person in the world. So how did I bring down that anxiousness? Other people use drugs or shopping or whatever, and I stuffed down those emotions. So any amount of stress or anxiousness actually affects the brain's chemicals, and it regulates your moods. So we're going to be sharing with you a little later on a way that you can watch a 3-minute video that will actually change those brain's chemicals to being happier. And I always say, when you're happy, your head's not in the fridge. So there is a correlation with, and that's why we, by the way, go to carbs, because it produces that serotonin and all of those endorphins. So the more that you go to those foods, it causes you more and more to get stressed. So it's like, that circle. So we want to stop that, and we want to do this in a very gentle way. So when I was 326, I really wanted to research why I looked at food differently than a natural slim person. I remember I worked at a behavior modification program, and it was a weight loss and a stop smoking program. And I remember the analogy he used to use. Let's say a chubby person and a slim person is in a hospital waiting room, and their best friend is in the operation room. And the little striper, the candy striper goes by with the candies and everything. And the natural slim person goes, oh, I couldn't even eat. And the person who is chubby will say, I just need a little something to gnaw on. Stress. So we all react differently. And what Kim and I want to express to you today is there are easy, natural ways to bring down that stress, bring up the happiness. And that's what this call is all about. And then we're going to talk about your digestion and how to improve that. Because the better your digestion is, it reduces your inflammation. Yeah, pain, joint pain, shoulder, that sort of thing. That all has to do, believe it or not, with your digestion. The Chinese believe that the stomach is the second brain. Isn't that interesting? That what we actually eat or how we process things affect our joints and pain and things like this. So we're going to be talking about that too. So let's get right into, this is just a little heads up. So I was 326, working at a behavior modification program that helped people lose weight. Okay, I can imagine people who walked in there. What I was taught was all about the subconscious and how to make my own self-hypnosis tapes. So I made these tapes, and this was in the old times when it was actual cassette tapes, okay? And I had a little pillow speaker. I put it underneath my pillow, and I fell asleep at night. This is what's interesting. The subconscious mind is always on. It's on 24/7. It's the part of the mind that dreams for you. It's the part of the mind that makes you go to food or not go to food, right? When you're first in love, who thinks of eating? Right? It's like the best diet in the world. We just have to fall in love every day. You just don't want to, right? So what I found is this tape I made had statements like, I eat fruits and vegetables. I love water. I love drinking water. I was never a big water person. I was drinking water like you would not believe it. Exactly, Kim. Yes. And I was actually motivated now to go up the stairs rather than take the elevator, because guess what? That was in my tape. So I did self-hypnosis tapes, I did visualization, and I did vision boards. And I'm sure you've all done some sort of these things before. You know, the vision board with the body on it that looks great and your head on it. My chubby head was on all these pictures, right? So I was doing what I could do to change this. And within 18 months, I released 186 pounds. I've had it off ever since. I've had the great pleasure of writing a best-selling book. I was on the Shopping Channel for 7 years. I know that what I do makes a difference in people's lives. And guess what? What you do makes a difference. But sometimes we just don't love ourselves enough. So at the end of the call, I'm going to give you a little technique that will make you love yourself at a deeper level. You're going to love this. But let's jump into how to change our habit center. And one thing I wanted to do was share with you some foods that would actually do that. So I'm going to just bring up some of these foods right now. Okay. Okay. So all of you should have your little tip sheet, and this is foods that actually boost the mood to be happier. So the number one, I eat this almost every day, and what it is walnuts. Walnuts can boost your levels of serotonin. Serotonin's the good feeling hormone. And it puts you in a good mood. So that's what you put in that spot, walnuts. Now, the next one I'm about to tell you is probably a lot of your guys' favorites. But it has to be a certain kind. What do I mean by that? Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate, and about 40 grams, so don't go crazy. It has to be at least 75% cocoa. It reduces stress hormones. If you have milk chocolate or dark chocolate that's not that high, it actually produces inflammation. So we don't want that. We want that real yummy, good, you know. Oh, by the way, if you notice, walnuts are, even if you ever look at one, it's shaped like the brain. Isn't that interesting? Like every food, a carrot, when you cut it, look at it. It's the iris. One call I'm going to do on the next series is how different foods, the avocado, it's the female hormones. It actually is, if you look at it, shaped like that. So that's what you would put in there. You would put cocoa. It has to be 75%. Now, this next one that I'm about to talk about, I talked about it in the last call. How many of you remember about chickpeas? Just out of curiosity, did anybody make the recipe? I gave a recipe. I try to give a recipe every time. By the way, my 201 Fat Burning Recipe book is easy and delicious recipes. I'm the type of person, if I can't put 5 things in a pot and have a meal, I'm out of there. I'm calling for pizza. So I have to tell you, most of my recipes are easy peasy. That recipe with the walnuts, and that's what you write in here, walnuts, actually they did a study. They had, and this is in the last call. So those of you who didn't make the last call, please go listen to it, because they had a study. People ate the same amount of calories. The only difference is the one group had a serving of chickpeas every day. After 12 weeks, the group who were eating the chickpeas were down over 6 to 8 pounds. Same amount of calories, everything. So you're going to learn at my seminar, which by the way is in September, about different foods that actually affect your hormones. But chickpeas is one of them. And the reason chickpeas work is they produce dopamine. And dopamine is that transmitter that associates with pleasure. It's just like, oh, it's like when you're first in love, you get that dopamine surge. Well, you can also get it through chickpeas. I love chickpeas. I love throwing them on my salad. I love hummus, you know, so whatever way you like it, even in soup, they're delicious. They're easy peasy to use, right? So chickpeas go in that one. Now, this one is probably my favorite, and I eat it every day. I know I'm saying my favorite on all these because I do love walnuts. I do love chickpeas. I just heard myself, but I do eat all these foods. What this one is avocados. Avocados are so good because they're really high in vitamin B. If any of you, do any of you out of curiosity make shakes or anything like that? They're great in a shake. You know, they make it really rich and smoothie. They're great in a salad again, and they're just great guacamole, but forget the chips and have it with, you know, carrots or baby carrots or whatever. So avocados are excellent because they produce serotonin, they lower blood pressure, they're great for the female hormones, and they're just an all-around good food. Sunflower seeds are incredible because it's high in magnesium. They did another study and they found that women, most overweight women, are very deficient in magnesium. So we need magnesium, and either take it first thing in the morning on it, like, you know, especially a powdered magnesium. That is a really good. I have a magnesium that I do promote. I didn't even, you know, wasn't planning on talking about it, but if anybody's interested, just give me a call because this is delicious. It tastes like lemon lime. You just take a scoop and put it in the water and you take it. It helps you sleep at night. And in the morning, it also helps with cravings. So magnesium is really important, and sunflower seeds. So sprinkle your sunflower seeds on top of your salads, that sort of thing. And last and far from least is fatty cold water fish. Fatty cold water fish like salmon, tuna, sardines, mackerel, any of those contain omega-3s. Omega-3s, again, help the brain and make you feel calmer. In a study, people who regularly ate it, they were 20% less anxious. Think about that, you guys. People who ate those particular cold water fish actually were 20% less anxious. The less anxious you are, the less you run to food. By the way, fermented foods did the same thing. So I know I have vegetarians like Sharon, and I know Diane is a vegetarian. So you can get it through your sauerkraut and that sort of thing. So all these foods will help your anxiousness. And it's easy peasy. Now my favorite part. I want to tell you simple ways that will boost your mood and make you happier. So let's fill in number one. Number one, I bet most of you do it. I'd love to see any hands up for those of you who do. And what it is count your blessings. They have found in studies that people with a more grateful outlook on life, they tend to be happier. And that's according to a study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. Researchers concluded that gratitude is linked with positive emotions, including contentment, happiness, and hope. So how do we create more of that? Well, I know a lot of people tell you to do your gratitude journal at the end of the day. I'd like you to consider doing it first thing in the morning while you're still in that la-la state and your eyes are closed. And I want you to, before you jump out of bed or go and check your emails or any of that craziness, I want you to just breathe and just focus on the people you love. Focus on You know, I'm looking forward to the Peony, and I was so looking forward to this call today. I was so excited about the call, and I just saw the energy that you guys would love it, and just that feeling of helping people and making a difference in the world. So you just kind of, I'm talking for 2 minutes. Okay, doesn't have to be a long time, but it could be I had a good night's sleep. It could be I'm so grateful for my bed. How many people, you know, are homeless now? I'm grateful for my house. I'm grateful for whatever, but feel it. Don't just say the words, actually feel it. Then get up. It's as simple as that. So gratitude and feeling this for everything from 3 to 5 minutes a day will change your life. And it's just a great way to start your day. So that's what you put in there. You would put in happiness and hope. First thing in the morning, when you're still in that la-la stage, your eyes are closed, I want you to think and feel of 3 to 5 people or 3 to 5 things that you're thankful for. The second one is one of my favorites. Number 2, smile. It's simple as that. And did you know that studies have shown that people who smile more often, okay, those of you who smile more often, they actually not only made them feel better, but it improved their mood. And here's why. Those positive thoughts help your body deal with situations more effectively. By the way, it even lowers inflammation. It lowers your heart rate. I mean, something as simple as smiling. So if you're having a bad day, just smile. And it'll instantly lift you. By the way, it's also a natural facelift. Okay. Yeah, OxyLift, my machine, it'll firm and tone. But if you smile while you're using it, you actually are using muscles here. Okay, like some people will talk about crow's feet and things like that if they smile, but it lifts everything and it makes you look younger. What's not to like about that? Okay, so smiling will actually affect your mood. And last and far from least is number 3, begin your day right. Begin each day with an activity that nourishes you. It can be simple as having a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, whatever your vice is. It could be reading some motivational quotes. I always, by my bed, have a little book that's just, I can open up one page and just read that page and it lifts me. So start your day off that way. Or it could be as simple as watching, think about this, you guys, as watching a 3-minute positive prime session before your day begins. I start every single day that way. So number 3 is begin your day right. And it means for 5 minutes that day, they say the first 5 minutes are the most important. It will change your whole day. So you could visualize, you could close your eyes and do the gratitude thing. You could have your cup of coffee or your tea. The one thing I have been doing for the past month is watching a 3-minute positive prime session. By the way, I'm going to let Kim take over real soon, but this 3-minute session actually will last in the brain. The brain will be lifted anywhere from 6 to 7 hours. Wow. If that's not a wow, I don't know what is. If you're not impressed, exactly, Cindy, that's a wow. And I'm going to now throw it over to a real wow. And who that is none other than our wonderful Kim, who all the way from Australia took the time out today to be with us. So Kim, please take it over and tell us all about why Positive Prime changes people's lives.
Kathy, you are an absolute sweetheart, and I have so much admiration and respect for what you're doing in the world. It is so important. Our health, it's so easy for us to take for granted. It really and truly is. And whilst we enjoy great health or vibrant well-being, we can't imagine that there are people who really are struggling. I come to you today, and it's really, really, really bizarre. I've spent the last couple of days at a private hospital, gorgeous, very brand new, fancy private hospital with my husband, who had a heart attack last Tuesday. And it's been extraordinarily, excruciatingly heartbreaking in terms of just the ache in my own body, witnessing that. And he underwent a really complicated quadruple bypass surgery a couple of days ago, and he's been in the ICU. And here's why what we do is so important. The research around positive prime actually shows, particularly because of the work of Dr. Barbara Fredrickson, so people can Google her, that when we experience positive emotions, we actually literally change the cellular expression of our bodies and its ability to regenerate and rejuvenate and refresh itself, to repair itself. I'm like you, water is sacred to me. About 20 years ago at an Anthony Robbins event, I actually saw this man named Dr. Batman do an incredible seminar on the body's many cryo's waters. And ever since then, I've been really good with hydration. I'm also really good with sleep. I've worked with a fair few sleep scientists. And here's the crazy, beautiful, wonderful thing about the situation Cameron's in. His cardiac thoracic surgeon actually said, and he was a specialist who was brought in for the operation, he was a lung transplant surgeon. There is nothing Cameron could have done to prevent, nor cure, nor reverse the actual situation in terms of his heart. And he's only 53. He had two completely 100% blocked arteries and one that was 80% blocked and another. But his body was so remarkable that it actually had grown these other little feeders, like tributaries, that were actually keeping him alive. And he's very active. So they had said to him, if he'd have been the kind of man who worked really hard and then once a week went out for a run on a Saturday, or he had gone into the garden and done something strenuous once a week, he definitely would have been part of the statistic that dies suddenly.
Wow.
Right? But he actually is active for several hours of every single day. And as a consequence, his likelihood of dying during that surgery, which was 7 hours, or in the very critical 24 to 48 hours afterwards, was dramatically reduced because guess what? He wasn't overweight. He didn't smoke. He doesn't have diabetes. He doesn't drink very much alcohol very often. And he's fit. Now, I know a lot of us actually make these radical transformations in our lives after a very serious scare. I cannot tell you how grateful I am that he is the man that he is, because my own ability to have faith and to trust over the last week was because I knew all of his risk factors were incredibly and significantly reduced. And prior to his surgery, I would sit my laptop on his tray table he's in the cardiac care unit, and he would watch Positive Prime. So I'll tell you what Positive Prime is for those of you who don't know. Kathy does know. I want you to imagine a seriously fancy, very sophisticated slideshow. It's not really a slideshow. There is 1,000 frames. They're like flashcards, and they flow in front of your eyes. You just press play. But there is an aspect to this software that makes it exponentially more profound from a scientific point of view, and that is your ability to personalize it, to actually upload your own photographs into it, so that it acts as a vision board and a gratitude journal all in one. And the science basically says is that when you see photographs of yourself interdispersed with 1,000 other images that have been very carefully curated for the effects that they have and the affect, the positive affect. So I'll give you an example. There's an algorithm. There is a certain number of photographs. They're spectacularly stunning, very emotionally evocative images. and you'll see some smiles. They're called Duchenne smiles. So when you look at a photograph of a smile, your brain doesn't know that you're not smiling, and it immediately starts to actually send messages because the retina in your eyes has sent effectively some communication to your mirror neurons in your brain. That's actually interacting with your endocrine system, and hormonally you're going to start producing more serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, and these other neurotransmitters and endorphins. Woohoo, right? Seriously, it's not even about you smiling. So you know when there are days where you just don't feel like it, or you're frustrated, or you're really scared of something, or you're angry, or you're just feeling down. One of the things about a positive prime session is that it puts in front of your eyes without any effort. It's so simple and easy. And your eyes process a certain number of these Duchenne smiles. And so the chemical reaction is actually going to happen. So you're stimulated in a very potent way. There are also lots of other images of particularly green tree canopy. We know a lot about the protein cytokine and its effect in the immune system, and we're actually really helping your body to basically fight. There are lots of other images also that are around circles, like bubbles, or like coconut milk ice creams, or there are these shapes and colors. And what we actually know is that it literally changes your biochemistry, and you can bubble with joy. There have been amazing studies. People who actually work in very sharp environments where there are lots of edges, lots of squares, they actually really and truly do have a much harder time of reaching any happiness, cheerfulness, exuberance, optimism, hope, and so forth. So I would encourage all of you to see how many round items you can actually have in your own home environment or your own work environment. It's really important. And look, they're rolling out these kinds of programs industrially in hospitals and aged care centres and in schools and all sorts of things. Inside a positive prime session, you basically have 800 photographs. Every single one of them is designed to do something precise. You then have 200 of these flashcards with words on them. Self-fulfilling prophecies, mantras, really good auto-suggestions. And Kathy will tell you, we've worked with some of the most outrageously successful hypnotherapists on the planet alive today who are really famous, and lots of people really understand that part of the magic in positive prime is that we are a really effective visual hypnosis or hypnotherapy option. We've also been involved in some research. I'll give you a really quick background. About 4 years ago, I reached out to a man named Shawn Achor, S-H-A-W-N, Achor, A-C-H-O-R. He had been teaching at Harvard. He's very famous. And he had just done a deal with the Oprah Winfrey Network on the Science of Happiness e-course. And it was kind of a little bit after Brené Brown, the woman who's now very famous for her courageous bravery work and how we deal with guilt and shame. Anyway, I showed Shawn what a positive prime session is. And he's considered, I think, one of the most famous positive psychologists on the planet today. If you go and Google like the top 25 most popular TED Talks of all time, he's in that list. Go and watch his TED Talk, it's amazing. And what he effectively did was he chose positive prime sessions as the tool inside his Science of Happiness course that was rolled out through the Oprah Winfrey Network. So it was a great honor. I cannot tell you, there are some things that happen in life that you don't even know how the serendipity and the synchronicity and the coincidences and the stars aligned and everything else like that. But interestingly enough, someone like Dr. Deepak Chopra will have a look at a positive prime session experience and say, well, actually, because of 3 aspects, one is the ability to speed up the transition of the slides. When you're going at a faster speed, you're actually in this incredible state where you're connected to source and your higher self, and you can actually manifest as if from in the gap. I'm very famous these days of talking about the other than consciousness. So there's the conscious just above the waterline, if you think of the iceberg, and there's the subconscious, which is below the waterline and significantly vast compared to the conscious. But actually, it exists within the ocean. And now with neuroscience and what we've understood by brain scans and, very advanced forms of EEG, we now know that change happens in the ocean, in the other than consciousness, in how it is that the iceberg arises and the environment in which it's bobbing around. right? So if you can change the other than consciousness, you can very effectively and very efficiently, it's swift, it's beautiful, it's rapid, it's amazing. You can actually change the subconscious and the conscious. I don't know what it is, but it's more than 1 billion times more easily, right? It is actually phenomenal. We didn't know this though, even 10 years ago, because we couldn't put people in functional MRI machines and actually watch what was happening inside their brains and how that was impacting. And we didn't have the ability to do very sophisticated hormone testing just by doing a swab inside the mouth instead of, pricking the blood and so forth. So here's the good news. We have a piece of technology. You effectively log in. You can go and learn about it at positiveprime.com. Kathy will have a very, very important referral code to give to you. If you join Positive Prime and you have not used the referral code, which will give you a gift, when you actually create an account, you will have to contact us and let us know that you found out about Positive Prime through Kathy, okay? So you can contact us and my beautiful assistant, her name's Mayumi, she's a Japanese lady, support@positiveprime.com, support@positiveprime.com is who you would need to email and say, oh gosh, I forgot to put the referral code, or I didn't know what it was and I created a free account with Positive Prime. We have to actually link your account. So when you get inside, you can very easily upgrade your subscription that will allow you to upload your own photographs. Do that because what will happen is your body is going to go into this incredible state and you're going to be in this physiological place where you've got lots of healthy hormones working. You do, in fact, have an incredible reaction in terms of inflammation. And I'm not saying that it's the be-all and end-all. Like, to be honest with you, yes, I think you still need to drink ionized, alkalized water for its oxidation and antioxidation play in terms of rebalancing your autonomic nervous system. Yes, I think you need really good quality sleep. Yes, I think you need nutritional supplementation if that's actually going to support your physical body. Yes, you need exercise. Yes, you need really good quality organic food. However, Positive Prime is 3 minutes. And the science that we did, because guess what? The Oprah Winfrey Network required us to scientifically prove it works. So thank goodness Sean and his friends and colleagues and wife, the Harvard connections, the Yale connections, etc., they actually had to do the science that proved. So the research wasn't even done by us. It was done independently and objectively that says that within 3 minutes, your brain is positively primed. It's the science of positive priming. It's activating your reticular activating system, right? And the effects last from 6 to 8 hours. And in science, that's actually called a long-term effect. It's a very, 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 very outrageous thing to take scientifically. And I'll tell you why. If you take a paracetamol, the effect is about 4 hours, right? It takes about 20 minutes for it to work. So not everything that we do, not every intervention that's either medical or medicinal or indeed psychological is actually the kind of thing that has a long-term effect. So when Sean actually decided to use a Positive Prime session to bring about the actual application of the science of happiness, he chose Positive Prime for a really, really interesting reason. Scientifically, we have a long-term effect, but it's only 6 to 8 hours. And there's a cumulative exponential effect as well. So it expands and it amplifies. So you have to watch a Positive Prime session every single morning for 3 minutes at a minimum. Now, you may love the experience. So I'll give you an example. We have a library. Imagine it like a library of best-selling self-help books. And you can choose lots of different subjects and content. There's content on health and well-being. There's content on finances and relationships, and I can go on. There's hundreds of really amazing pieces by best-selling authors. I mean, I'm friends, thank goodness, these days with people like Jack Canfield, who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul and the Success Principles, and Christine Carlson and her husband, Dr. Richard Carlson, who wrote Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. She's one of my best friends. So we have, we really have this beautiful and incredible, marvelous opportunity to work with amazing people with amazing content. So do you want me to show one really super quickly, Kathy?
I'd love it.
Everybody else, do you want to see it really quickly, what I'm kind of talking about? Alrighty, so let me just go to share the screen for a second. Everybody needs to know that for everybody in the world, there is a free account option, and you actually find that by going to positiveprime.com. It's just positiveprime.com. Now remember, when you click sign up today for free, you need to use your referral code at that point. There's lots of information just on the homepage, so don't rush through the sign up until you've actually read everything on that homepage. There's a lot of information about the science, and there are some great videos for you to watch as well. Really amazing little TED Talks, educational aspects, and this, of course, is Sean talking about Positive Prime. This is Dr. Paul Shealy, who's one of the world's leaders in terms of transformational leadership. He actually studied originally with Anthony Robbins some 40 years ago, but his PhD is in leadership. All right, so once you're actually in, forever you'll be able to go back to your own login page, which is actually app.positiveprime.com, app.positiveprime.com. So it's a secret access once you've actually got an account. So you go in here and you can actually select. So, I mean, obviously this is my personal account and I've got 18,135 credits. As soon as you create your account, you're actually going to receive 120 credits. Every single one of our sessions, which is what we call one of our accelerated learning programs, right? We've done some research actually on these particular sessions. If you're learning something new, you will learn it more, you will learn faster, you will retain it for longer, you will recall it more easily, you will have comprehended more. So we're doing a lot of research actually and a lot of application in accelerated learning in lots of corporate environments and so forth, school environments, etc. We have a whole certification program in our commercial division. So anyway, you go here to shop sessions as soon as you join, right? And you will actually be able to choose any session you like, and you basically buy it by spending 120 credits. It's the 120 credits you've been gifted, by the way. You then earn credits when you watch a session for at least 3 minutes, and if you watch it all the way to the end, you'll actually earn more. So you go and choose a session that you like. There's, you know, quite frankly, hundreds for you to choose. And then you can go in here and you can see what sessions you do have. If you were introduced, you might have something else. Anyway, let's go back to the dashboard because the dashboard is where everything happens. We're going to select a session. I'm just going to do Wonderful Wellness. Clearly, this is by me. Now, if I've only got 5 minutes, I'm going to put 5 minutes into runtime. I'm going to press Watch Now. And this is actually loading the thousands of images from our server into effectively this player. This player is not an MP3 player. It's not like an audio file. It's not an MP4 file. It's not really a video file. It's our own proprietary player. And I'll tell you what's so special about it. Your ability to control the speed, but much more than that, every single time you press play, it has reshuffled the flashcards, and we actually get a neuroplasticity effect. It's actually about creative associations, and it actually really is very powerful with the work that we do with post-traumatic stress members, with people who are going through recovery programs and so forth. Anyway, so let's just say I'm feeling super happy right now. I click happy and then I go to continue the session. Down here, you can control the audio. I'm just going to mute it. Down there, you can control the audio, so I'm going to mute it, all right? Now, I can expand the player to full screen. Did everybody see that? And I can make this go slower. Now, because I put it in for 5 minutes, it's going really quickly. The faster it goes, the more easily it accesses your other than consciousness, the more effortless the transformation is in terms of literally changing the way that you are training your brain and your mindset and your thought processes. You can slow it down. There's a control down here in the bottom left-hand corner, and you can make it go speed 1. And at speed 1, oh, look, there's Kathy's favorite thing, avocados. I eat them every day too. Do you know what? I used to hate walnuts. I thought they were disgusting. And I created one of these sessions, and on the background of some of the words, I use this exquisite photo of walnuts, I absolutely can promise you that automatically, very naturally and organically, one day, a couple of years ago, I was in the supermarket and I actually picked up a big bag of organic walnuts. I put them in my shopping trolley. I went, check out, I came home, I'm unpacking, and I'm like, why did I buy walnuts? I hate them. That's what happens when you actually allow this guidance into your life. You will literally be on autopilot for much healthier habits. And you won't even know how it is that you so elegantly changed. You just will have. Yes, it does take consistent and regular viewing. Yes, you do need to do this. Well, almonds are another thing that I really like. Kathy, will you just tell everybody, how many walnuts do you think everybody should eat on a daily basis?
13 is what they say actually opens up the arteries in the heart. So 13 to 14 is all you need.
Yeah, you know what? I probably only eat about 10, so I might up it. So you can see this is what we call a session. There's great suggestions, there's great advice, there's great amazing facts to learn from. There you know, these things called self-fulfilling prophecies. And I'll just give you a really a quick summary. You basically take in 11 million bits of information per second, but you can only attenuate, you can only be aware of and absorb 40 bits. 11 million versus 40. The 40 that you pay attention to are what you've actually primed your mind with in terms of educating your reticular activating system. It's what you've decided is important to you, right? Now, interestingly enough, we have to ask, where does the other 10,900,000, etc., where do they all go? Because guess what? They go into you, into your other than consciousness, your subconsciousness, and your consciousness. And it is the reason why lots of spiritual masters will tell you, do not watch the news. Do not spend too much time on social media listening to other people complain or be nasty or mean, right? Everywhere you go, you're taking in 11 million bits of information per second. You may as well consciously decide and choose for yourself what is actually in your best interest, what's elevating, what's uplifting, what's helping you to actually achieve your goals and your dreams, right? So the truth is, the science says 3 minutes. How much do I watch? Honestly, every single day, I would imagine I watch at least an hour of Positive Prime. I might watch one little session on confidence, one little session on patience. I've had to watch the patience one a couple of times over the last couple of days because, you know, like seriously, it was very hard for me. Once the surgeons had said it was about 4 hours, worst case scenario 5 hours. When it went to 7 hours, I had to do everything in my power not to actually panic, right? Because I know what that emotion does inside my body, and it literally is toxic, right? So I can't allow myself to go there. It is much easier for me to regulate my own emotions these days. I used to be a real stress bunny. I'm so not anymore. I used to be an insomniac. I'm so not anymore. We have tens of thousands of members of Positive Prime all over the world, right? And I can tell you we have hundreds of best-selling authors that we work with, and we've got an increasing number of really impressive large corporations, large companies and school systems who are using this. There is nothing else like it on the planet. There's nothing that really combines positive psychology and neuroscience. There's nothing that has an immediate effect within 3 minutes. There's nothing that lasts 6 to 8 hours. So I have to be honest with you. I don't want to impress you. I just want to impress upon you. I'm definitely gifted by my source energy, by my connection and my own spirituality in the way that my brain somehow collapsed, 25 years of really this knowledge, because it's taken an enormous investment of time and energy and money and people to actually create this software. And the software seems so simple, but it's so sophisticated in the background, right? Is that a good summary?
I think it's excellent.
Thank you. So here's the other little thing that I want you to know. You have about 50,000 thoughts a day. About 80% of them are very similar to what they were yesterday, the day before, and the year before, and the month before, and everything else like that. But you need to know this. We used to think you couldn't change it. That superhighway that is you not feeling fantastic about yourself, or you not feeling like you're in control, and you not having the confidence that you can actually achieve your goals. The new neuroscience research will tell you, with neuroplasticity and a tool like this, you can literally completely erase and write over all of those limiting beliefs that you have had for a lifetime. You do not need to actually keep them. This will retrain your brain. I promise you it does. Okay, so it's a very, 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 very bold thing to say, but we know that it works. And we do have hundreds of testimonials. We have people who've been on the brink of bankruptcy, literally completely changed their whole perspective about money and about the way that they manage it. We've had people who seriously going through health crises. We have people who've just been diagnosed with diabetes, type 2 diabetes, who are in strife, and they totally medically reverse diabetes. So I could go on and on and on. You know, I would love to welcome you. I would love to help you. Kathy, you're a dream to work with. I'm so appreciative and thankful of the introduction that Judy made between us. She's a special lady for recognizing this opportunity for your community. And we've got a great support system, so we'll be able to guide you to lots of resources if you want to learn some more.
Thank you, Kim.
Alrighty, so you owe it to yourself. You deserve it. You definitely deserve it. You've always deserved it. You've always been a magnificent human being. We really, really, really should allow ourselves to be our very best. And it's not that difficult anymore. We used to think that people didn't like change, and that was the truth when we used really archaic methods in how we change. But we know so much more from the fields of positive psychology and neuroscience. We just do not need to hold on to those old beliefs about how hard it is to change, because it's not hard. It's not. It's actually easy. You do need a piece of technology like this. That's the truth. If you don't have this piece of technology, I wouldn't even understand why. If you're not tech savvy, we've actually got a whole program for you. Like, here's the truth. You could pay, I think it's like $160 a year. I think it gets you a little consultation with me. I think it allows you to come into our classes. It allows you to personalize your sessions. You earn credits faster so that you can acquire more content more quickly. We have an affiliate program. But you know what the funny thing is that that's what I would spend going and having a massage. And this is a tool you can have every single day, like every single day. And you know what? We have incredible programs with mothers of children on the autism spectrum. Like, there's one group, one amazing positive prime professional who's going through our certification program, and she actually leads a group of 400 mothers, all of whom have children on the autism spectrum. And all of those children are calmed down just by watching a positive prime session. You know, it is actually remarkable the way we've got incredible, really talented and clever people inside our professional community who are recognizing its value and the potential and the possibilities, and are just, you know, they're very, you know, easily, just gently, they're exploring the options here. So I think you're going to watch this kind of grow infinitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, people like Joe Vitale, Jack Canfield. I mean, these are really leaders in you know, the spiritual world. And to know that you can watch something for 3 minutes, and I'm addicted to it. I do almost an hour a day. I love it. It just leaves you on a high, and it's so easy. And just put it on your iPad or your phone. You can take it anywhere with you. And I actually love the music. Like, you guys aren't hearing the music, but the music lifts me too. Now, as soon as I hear that music, I just get happier, you know? So it's just such and that's what I'm into, simple, easy ways that can change our mood and our happiness level and reduce anxiousness and make you feel good. I mean, what's not to like? It's so simple, it's so easy, and it's fun.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Judy. And you know what? I'll tell you, I actually have a session called Being Happier that I've got over 1,000 personal photographs in. And I went through this exercise and I thought, you know, what really is on my bucket list? You know, I'd like to go and watch tennis at Wimbledon. I'd really like to be invited by the Queen to her tea party. And I've gone on and on and on and on and on. I mean, the funny thing is, no, not the funny thing is, I have actually been selected to speak with Prince Albert of Monaco and a few other really famous people in the Monte Carlo Opera House. And that actually got me thinking about the other royals that I might get to meet. And it kind of sounds really corny, but what I do know is that if I get photographs of people I really want to work with and I put them in there, it actually does act as a manifestation or a vision board tool for me. It helps to drive me towards my goals. I have images in my Being Happier session of all my family, of all my friends, of our cat, of the beautiful home that we live in. And it actually literally triggers me every day without me doing an extra activity. I actually go through the whole gratitude and loving kindness meditation because it's built in. See, I'm super busy, like, you know, most people are. And quite frankly, I know that I need to look after my physical, emotional, and mental health, and my spiritual health, and my financial health, and, you know, quite frankly, my social health. There's a lot of new research actually about social health, and I will tell you, the quality and number of our friendships we've pretty much discovered have a greater impact on your heart health than a lot of other things we think have impact on our heart health. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to encourage you all to reach out to a friend today and have a laugh. Get to bed early.
And for any of you, thank you so much, Kim. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I tell you guys, I watched once. I have your Being Happier, by the way. Okay, I love it. I love that one. It was probably the first one I got. And this is what's great, you guys. You can actually put your picture, your little face in there, or you and your sweetheart, or you at whatever, okay? You put it in there. So to the subconscious, it even has more effect than just looking at some positive pictures. You can slow it up, or you can, like right now, this one's quite slow compared to how I watch it. But remember, it's not for the conscious mind. It's that 96% of your brain that's taking it in. So even when it's going really fast, you're taking it all in, as Kim explained. So she just has it slow right now. But when you have that music going, I tell you, I'm just like this in the morning. I'm washing my face and my husband will go, I can hear the music again. I'm just like, I can't wait to put it on. It's just like, you can't wait to get lifted. And it's on all different things, from financial to health to, you know, we played this one because, you know, I know everybody here wants to be healthier and all that good stuff. But whatever you're going through, positive prime, the best way I can explain it, it'd be like you having 100 different high, you know, the most expensive coaches at your hand. That's what it's about. With the flick of a button, and you hit the dashboard, and then you hit the one you want, and up it comes. So whether it's happiness you want better, or more health, or prosperity, or Kim, relationships is a big one. People want to be in a loving relationship. Maybe you want to love yourself deeper. All of those things are just a flick away. It is just, you know, it's just such a natural, easy way to lift your mood and be happier and sleep better and all that good stuff. For any of you who do want to experience it, you can go and get a free session. And my code, by the way, I think that's what it's called. My code is called Cathy, C-A-T-H-I 1890. So C-A-T-H-I 1890. And,
did you say 1890? Is that 1890?
Yes, Kim.
And Cathy, is there a little hyphen in between CATHI hyphen 1890?
Ooh, maybe there is. I didn't write it down.
Do you know, I'm going to clarify that for everybody, but if there's any issues whatsoever, we will manually change it, okay? I'll double check all of that, and Mayumi can help you. There's no doubt about it. If anybody wants to know where their referral code is, it's actually in your settings area. So I feel better now. I'm going to press done.
Oh.
You'll see that I earn 5 credit points. Woohoo. Okay, so in here in settings is where you actually find your referral code. And your referral code is written inside your account. And every single time you refer somebody, here's the truth, you personally, as the person doing the referring, the recommending, the encouragement, you will earn 120 credits, right, when anybody uses your referral code, which quite frankly means that you've got a lot more credits and you can go and buy a lot more content. We're going to be, over the next year, actually launching some rewards and recognition programs to make it even more fun. So I'm going to encourage you to go and refer as many people as you like with your own referral code, but make sure you use Kathy's because she deserves 120 credits so she can go play with more sessions. And you find it in settings. Yeah?
Great. Thank you, Kim.
All righty. We're at the top of the hour. Kathy, this is your show, your class, your beautiful community. If there are any questions, we're really happy to answer them. If there's anything else you'd like to cover, then, take it away.
Okay. First of all, I'll ask if there are any questions that you'd like to ask Kim. Okay. Okay. I want to show you one more thing. Oof, I do not want to.
So we'll stop me sharing?
Yes, please.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you. So I want to share just two more things with you guys real quick. And it's what I talked about at the top of the hour, how to improve your digestion. Because the better your digestion is working, the better you will release weight and feel better. So yeah, I'm just trying to find the one that has improved digestion and lose weight. Do not see it.
And Kathy, to your point, while you're looking for that, there is an incredible new amount of research in terms of the microbiome and our enzymes and how it actually contributes to solutions for depression and anxiety. It's really, really, really important. So the great thing is that you're really advocating people get this working inside their bodies, because it actually has a ripple effect that most people don't understand, actually. And there are actually some great neuroscientists that are proving the connection between the gut and the brain. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why the Chinese call it the second brain, right?
Absolutely.
No.
Is there any way that I can assist you?
It's one of the things, it's called improved digestion. And thank you, my wonderful Sheila. Yay. I'm so untechy. Okay, like I mean it. We'd be now talking to ourselves. So if I can do positive prime, anybody can. Okay.
And Kathy, you know what? You're not alone, because we have this concierge program for our VIPs and our signature members. Signature members, I think, pay $19.99 a month, and of course our VIPs pay the year up front. And you actually do receive that techie assistance from us, And I think it's important because not everybody. There are a lot of people who are time poor, so we do a lot of the personalization for people on their behalf if they need that. So it's the reality. Some of us are really super time poor and some of us really aren't all that techie.
Yeah. So here's a way to improve your digestion and release weight. So ask yourself these questions. Do you have gas or bloating or heartburn? Are you tired after a meal? Oh, another one, by the way, after a meal, you have to have something sweet. That's another sign. Do you get diarrhea or constipation? Do you take vitamins, but you really don't feel a big difference? Do you feel that even healthy, really good meals leave you uncomfortable? Just bloated. Do you find it hard to satisfy your appetite? Like you could just eat and eat? Do you get cravings, especially if it's carbs or sweets or even salty foods? Think about this, you guys. When we were born, we had plenty of digestive enzymes, but as we age, our supply diminishes. This is amazing, you guys. We actually only produce 25% of the digestive enzymes needed to process our meals. I mean, that's a wow. So, I mean, we have to get digestive enzymes in a different way. And without significant digestive enzymes, we feel tired after eating. Our appetites are hard to satisfy. By the way, here's another one I didn't put in here. You're even eating healthy, but you can't release weight. It's because your body is actually not absorbing and burning off the food. So it stores it as fat. And undigested food particles stagnate and clog. I mean, think about that. It stagnates and clogs the digestive system, giving us gas, indigestion, and bloating. So, enzyme deficiency also causes you to gain weight. By the way, it also affects your joints, pain, arthritis, diabetes, because the pancreas is working overtime. So it gets tired, and it will lead to all of those things. Secondary, the body is not absorbing the nutrients from the enzymes. So it thinks it's starving. Is that a kicker? And it actually stores it. It thinks it's helping you out. It stores it as fat. And this double whammy, I call it, leaves us overweight yet unnourished. So what's the solution? Improving your digestive system. That's it. I know it almost sounds too simple, but it is true. You improve your digestive system, you will find it easier to release weight. You'll find that the bloating will start to diminish, heartburn. You'll find you have more energy because your body is not trying to work off the food and extract the energy and the nutrients from the food that you're already eating. I sincerely mean it. One of the most important things you could do is get a good digestive enzyme. As far as I'm concerned, it is the most important thing you can do because it will help you with bloating and gas and all that good stuff. So I want to share one other thing for you, and because I always like to have a super special on, and this is the one. Nope. Okay.
Kathy, what can I help you with?
I'm looking for the sale that I have for Say Goodbye to Gas and Bloating and Lose Weight, and I just don't see it up there.
Okay.
I don't know why they disappear. It's called Say Goodbye to Bloating and Gas. No? Ah, thank you, Sheila.
Thank you for Simone, because she's saying that she loves her digestive enzymes. It stops her bloating and her heartburn, and it really helps her husband too. You know, that's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that.
Oh, thank you, Kim, for seeing it. I couldn't even see it. Thank you, Simone. Simone is 70 years young. She's released over 100 pounds. Yes, okay. And I am telling you guys, she is on the digestive enzymes, the spirulina, because whatever you take, oh, by the way, if you're taking supplements, your body is going to absorb those supplements and you'll get more bang for your buck that way too. So we have, it'll just help with your energy, and our digestive enzymes are super bioactive digestive enzymes, and each batch is actually tested. Most of those ones that you see in health food stores, unfortunately, can be very old. Each one of our batches survives the trip through the stomach acid. And that's what you need. You can't just take any digestive enzyme and think you're going to see a difference. So it's got to actually go through that stomach acid lining, and that's when it can be activated and really work. And all you need is 2 a day. I usually take 1 at lunch and then 1 at dinner, but you can take them whenever you want. If I am having a bigger meal and I'm going out, or I'm having, you know, something that is more high fat or starch, then I will take 2, but normally it's 1 twice a day. And your body is going to be more satisfied, and you're actually going to eat less but lose weight. So the sale is $29.95 for 1, 2 is $27.50, and 3 is an amazing offer. It's just $24.95 each. So that's what most people get, because we do ship out a lot of product. So it just helps with the shipping and everything like that. All you do is go to the checkout and just put in no bloat for 2 or no bloat 3 for 3. Whichever you want. So for 2, it's no bloat 2, and then for the best saving, it's no bloat 3. So whatever way you want to do it, just do it. Great. Last and far from least, I also want to invite those of you who are in the Vancouver area to a brand new seminar I'm going to be putting on. So please circle your calendars. It's September 21st, and it starts at 10:15 in the morning. And the first one is how to look and feel 10 years younger. You'll learn about acupressure points that firm and tone the skin. You'll learn about makeup tips that will knock 10 years off you. 3 ways to reverse aging, and how to fade ugly brown spots. Then in the afternoon is the weight releasing seminar. I am super excited about this. It's a new eating strategy, brand new. I've never taught this before. And this eating strategy actually neutralizes the brain signals. That's what we've been talking about this whole call, the brain signals. And these brain signals are the ones that promote you to, prompt you, I should say, to overeat. And it actually will counteract that. So this is a brand new seminar, brand new foods you're going to learn about that actually help you with, as we get older, our estrogen levels diminish. This actually is going to help your hormones. So when you help the hormones, you feel sexier, you feel younger, and you release weight. The average person, and I have done this on 70-year-olds, in 15 days will reduce anywhere from 8 to 15 pounds, and I'm not exaggerating. In 2 weeks, you will find your personality change, you will find your snacking stops, and you actually will feel happier. So be there or be square, or round, as Kim would say. We want round. No, we want like this. So be there. And the new sessions for those of you who live in Alberta and Ontario, and I know I have somebody from the States, I'm also going to have this opportunity for you to get it also online. So I haven't forgotten about you. And but if you can be at the live seminar, it's going to be September 21st at the Accent Inn in Burnaby. So please contact the office and we will pre-register you. There is absolutely no cost. Just like the webinars, I don't give any cost. There's no cost at the seminar. So I hope today has helped you. And if there's any way I could help you more, I'm a phone call away. And I want to thank you guys for your attention. I want a big thank you and a big hug to Kim. I send you all good thoughts for you and Cam, and I know that it is all in divine order, and he will be healthier and better than he ever imagined possible. So I want to thank Kim for taking the time out to co-host today with me. And I want to thank Judy for introducing us. And I want to thank all of you guys for showing up, because it's a way of you loving yourself at a deeper level. So a big thank you. And we're just running a little late. So I'm also going to ask for those of you who do have any questions to please just call me or email them, and I'll email you right back. Okay? Thank you guys, and take care. And I wish you all lots of love and happiness. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for having me. Love you all. Bye.
Bye, Kim.